Hi, friends. It's Chelsie. Just want to talk to you a little bit about today about something I'm really passionate about. And I may express a little bit of passion today because it is a subject that really takes me back to my past. And I haven't really talked about this a lot lately, but I used to talk about it all the time. And since it's been a while, I felt like I would address it today. And that is the fact of how sad I am with the state of health that I see people in on a daily basis. The truth is that I see desperation. I hear it in people's voices. I talk to people every single day of my life that are expressing these things. They really say they'll do anything to see their health improve or to be on the other side of health challenges. And even my clients sometimes are looking for the next pill to solve their problem instead of giving the body what it needs to heal. And I think really this comes from being in that hurry, hurry, go, go mindset. We have that hurry up mentality when it comes to everything in our life, and we're really expecting this in our health as well. And the truth is that I feel like this has gotten us in a lot of trouble. And while I think that, supplements can help, I don't think that they are the answer all the time. We've really gotten off balance in our bodies because of poor nutrition, because of stress, toxins, and even bad relationships. We have poor sleep habits, and quite frankly, we're really not taking care of ourselves like we should. And I don't think it's always our fault. I think that sometimes we feel like we're doing the right things. I think that a lot of times we're listening to marketers and they're even telling us we're doing the right things. But the truth is that we've let go of some of the simple practices in our life that even our ancestors held dear. And we really decided that we trusted in man's medicine, in the government and the FDA more than we have God's medicine. And we're taught, well, I guess we're not taught really how to simply care for our bodies. And I think that this lack of knowledge is even extending into our medical schools because the truth is they're not taught about nutrition. They're not taught about God's medicine. They're not even taught about herbs. And they're actually taught that herbs don't work. And they're teaching how harmful they are instead of how good they are. And they're teaching how pharmaceuticals are the answer. And the reason I'm so passionate and just kind of upset about this today is because I keep seeing it over and over and over. And even in some of my clients who have physicians that are preaching that pharmaceuticals are the answer, and they're speaking against the natural things that God created for us to heal our bodies. And that might be controversial to some of you guys, but I'm sorry, it's just the way I feel. I've never heard of someone say how a certain drug gives them strength, vitality, confidence, freedom. But I hear these things every single day with natural health. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I've seen it in my life. I've seen it when I was a registered nurse on the floor. I've seen it in my patients when I was working with them and they weren't getting well. They were taking the drugs and the pharmaceuticals and the surgeries and coming in with a bunch of side effects that led to more drugs and more surgeries and more treatment. And then I've seen the opposite side of that story with the clients that I work with today who are seeing progress with herbs. They're actually learning the tools and the skills that they need to heal their bodies naturally. And, sometimes I do have clients that want to do pharmaceuticals, and I'm completely okay with that. I believe that there is a time and a place for that. But I want people to understand that taking antibiotics over and over again on a regular basis can destroy our guts. It can destroy our health. And there's a lot of symptoms that come along with that. And if you've been on antibiotics lately, then you probably know the ill effects. So I won't say that they're never needed, because the truth is that sometimes they may be. But I will say that sometimes we should allow nature to work for us. And even if it takes a little bit longer to do the job. There are herbs out there that can typically do things that pharmaceuticals do. And the problem is I go back to the very beginning where I talked about how we live in that hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I want to fix it now mentality. So we think I'll just take 5 or 10 days of an antibiotic and it's just going to wipe it out. But the problem is it wipes out everything along with it. So it causes a need for repair. And there's a difference that most medications never address imbalance in the body, which is something that God took care of for us when He created the earth. He actually taught us that His medicines can bring balance to the body, and that's exactly what they do. That's how they are different from medications. I bet you may not know that most medications are derived from things of the earth. The problem is that they've just been manipulated in a lab and their chemistry has been changed. So my question is do we really think that we can do it better than God, the creator of the universe? Because I think that sometimes it comes down to money. And when more money is made or saved, then many times it's going to come at the expense of people's health. And that's just the truth about it. I hate to say it, but those people don't have the people's best interest at hand. And I hope it doesn't really surprise you. After all, we're a people of convenience, right? I just mentioned that in the beginning. And it's not just you who feels like you want to be convenienced. It is, and wanting things to happen yesterday, but it is the big guys that are out there making the decisions about your health too. And so think about this. If you're enjoying your microwave meals and your fast food and your packaged meals and all those convenience items in the name of convenience, then there is a big trade-off. And unfortunately, that is going to come in your health. I interview clients before we start working together. So that's kind of a process that I go through. And it's really interesting to find that there's so much willingness that comes when I say, well, are you willing to take supplements? Are you willing to do lifestyle changes? Are you willing to change your diet? There's so much willingness around supplements, but then there's a lot of hesitancy around giving up those convenience foods. And I work with a lot of forward-thinking people, those people who have already kind of dabbled in natural health, but we're still so conditioned to believe that the answer is in a magic pill that we're willing to spend thousands of dollars in that direction, when I'm here to tell you there is no answer in a magic pill alone. Natural medicine fails many times because people aren't willing to change their lifestyle. And the problem is the root of the condition is not based on some pill or supplement. The root of the condition is always related to something that drove that disease process, whether it be toxins or stress or poor nutrition. There's always an underlying root that needs to be addressed. And I think that a big part of our problem is that we have forgotten so many of the principles that our ancestors lived by. Instead of tilling the field and doing things like that to really grow our own foods and even, just do things by nature, I guess, we've really learned to trust others to grow it for us. And even though these foods are filled with pesticides and things like that, we still consume them, but that's what's making us sick. And we're allowing these companies, we're putting our trust in these companies who are now genetically engineering our foods, just like they do our medicines. And we believe them when they say, oh, it's to end world hunger. And the truth is that it's not. It's in the name of production and profit. And even the farmers that grow our foods, God bless them, they are amazing people, but they are being fed lies by big companies. And they're using these big companies' manipulated seeds now, which have destroyed their land. And now they can't even grow good, clean, healthy, organic produce, right? Because the foods that we're getting now are from these lands. That means they're lacking nutrients. And the poisons that they use on these things to destroy the pests, they're even destroying our guts. So when you think about it, it's really a devastating combination, because when your food lacks nutrients and it's being sprayed with poisons, those things are going to destroy the villi in your gut, which is responsible for nutrient absorption. And really that can only mean one thing, and that's malnourished people. What happens with malnourished people is that we all end up with disease. And you may have heard of the term overfed and undernourished, and this is really how it can happen. Even though we're consuming a so-called healthy diet, we can still be malnourished. And this is why sometimes we still need to supplement to boost our nutrient levels. The truth is, you're doing your body no good if you're taking a bunch of supplements without even having the ability to absorb them, right? So I talked about the villi. Well, the villi, if they're not strong and supportive, then you're not going to absorb your nutrients anyway. So even if you're taking a bunch of pills for convenience, you may not even be absorbing them. And I know that's another conversation, but it really all starts in your gut. So back to the packaged foods. You know, when you're buying the packaged foods, they're filled with those additives. They have things like MSG in them to extend the shelf life. They have flavor enhancers, and these things are literally exciting our cells to death. This means that they are dying before their time. And we wonder why we age early and our organs become diseased. And it's truly because there is a great deceiver prowling amongst us. And I just want to share that with you today. It's truly my mission, and it has been from the beginning, to call out the lies and the deception. And my hope is that you heed this warning before you end up sick, as I did, because I spent years of my life in need of significant repair. And I thank God every single day that I have my health back. So if this message reaches you and you feel it's too late, just know that the body is super, super intelligent. And even when it's damaged, there is room for improvement. And you can also live your best life. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and go out there and do something healthy for your body. See you guys soon.